Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live episode of Palmetto Cats. I have the famous James Smith from Patriot Catfishers of America YouTube channel. How you doing, Mr. James?
Howdy. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing well. Just want to say hey to the people that came in early. We got Muskrat, James, Dockery, Betty Jean. Saw Fishing with the Chad. You got Catfish Headhunters, One Over Outdoors. Let me go up to the top here. Tim Molina, avid fisherman. He says he's at work, so he's going to be listening, hopefully. I think I about covered everybody who was in here earlier. Well, welcome, everybody. We got a great show lined up for you tonight. We're going to be talking a lot about YouTube. We're going to be talking about fishing. We're going to be talking about Patriot James and what he does. Hey, Chunky. Man, Chunky, I was just telling you, Elstan won a Muddy River catfishing rod from Chris Flores last night on Norm's show, Catfish Headhunters. Isn't that awesome?
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. He's a winner.
Yeah, man. And just for Chris to ship something like that, because not only are those poles expensive, but shipping on something like that is crazy.
It's about $32 to ship a rod.
Yeah, which is the reason I don't buy a lot of them. So sorry, guys. I'm looking down at my phone.
Wampus Cat in there tonight too. Nitro, Mike Greenwell. Guys, let's start it out by saying God bless America. You know,
amen. God bless America. It's Memorial Day tomorrow. And James, that's going to be my first question for you. What does Memorial Day mean to you and your family?
Well, it's very dear to my heart. Both sides of my family served in the military. I didn't get to serve. That's why I do what I do every day, is try to give back. And I think that is, everybody said, well, that's a right. To me, it's an obligation. It's an obligation to those that gave all so that we can do what we're doing right now.
That's right. That's right.
Without them, you know, tell you the truth, without them, we'd probably we'd be speaking German right now. So let's take a hats off and give a second to those that gave it all for us to be able to go out and catfish, to gather together, to have the camaraderie we do in the catfishing world. I really can't give enough back to them. That's why I do what I do with the honor guard. Them guys were there the last day, the last minute, to give them guys their last rites. And I can't give back enough. That's the way I look at it.
Amen. If we have any veterans in the feed tonight, go ahead and give me a hands up or a thumbs up. And we just want to say thank you for your service. Or if we have any active servicemen or women in the chat. We got 17 in here so far. I forgot to tell you, if you hadn't hit the thumbs up, go ahead and do it. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting on? I am thankful that I hit 300 about 30 minutes ago. 300. That's a little milestone. So if you're active in chat tonight, you have a chance to win a little prize. And it's just a little celebration gift for me, to all my subscribers, and to people that are in the chat tonight. I'm going to be giving away a Palmetto Cats hoodie. Your color choice, your size choice, and it's going to be the first hoodie I've ever given away. I do have them for sale, but this is going to be a free one. So if you're active in chat, if you're asking questions, if you're interacting with us, you have a better chance at winning, because I'm not doing a random number. I'm going to be scrolling through the comments and doing a winner through the comments. So I hope you're excited about that. And thank you for everyone who has, I know 300 isn't a lot, but hey, I had 200 about a month ago. So, it really means a lot to me. If you haven't shared the feed out, go ahead and share that out. We got to get this. We got to get these viewers up. We only got 18 in here right now, but I appreciate all 18 of you. I love you. All right.
Well, I learned something a long time ago from a person when they talk about your live shows, or whether you're selling something or you're just on here talking, whether you have one person or you got 100, you talk to them the same.
That's right. You never know who you're going to impact,
There you go.
So Patriot James, you have 1.17 thousand subscribers right now. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
But it all started back on October 18th, 2017. That was your first video. And I believe it was your first big blue on Lake Wiley. Why don't you tell us about that video?
Well, for one thing, back then I didn't know you're supposed to get subscribers. It took 9 months after that before Dieter Melhorn said, "Hey, you're supposed to be getting subscribers." I said, "What's that?" But no, I had chased catfish on Lake Wiley, for years. I mean, I grew up on Lake Wiley with my grandpa and my father and them fishing, but there was nothing but channels. Oh, and then probably about 18 years ago, I got into gold mining, and we'll go over that later. But I let the fishing rods about rot in my building.
Oh, no.
And then me and the wife decided to get us a pontoon. I said, I'm going to pull the rod and reels back out.
That's right.
Went on YouTube. I found Dieter and Jeff Manning and all of them on Lake Wiley catching these monster cats. I said, oh, my God.
That's right up my alley.
Right, my home waters, And that was the second trip on Wiley for me in the boat. The first trip, all I done was ride around, just getting used to the boat and stuff. Right. The second trip, I actually catfished. That day was a mess. I had thought I could use planer boards. I made me a set of planer boards. Needless to say, the wind whooped that pontoon boat around and around in a circle, tangled up every rod I had, and the only rod I had down got that catfish.
Wow.
I had 6 rods tangled up in the bottom of my boat, tangled up in knots. I was cutting lines when that rod went down.
Are you sure your last name isn't Lakin? Because that sounds like something that happens to me all the time. Speaking of pontoons, we took the new pontoon out yesterday for the first time catfishing, and I discovered that I need a bigger drift sock. So today
I'm gonna have to break down and buy one.
Oh man, I ended up spending the money today. I hadn't got it because it's a mom and pop type deal. It's Easterland drift socks. They're up here on Santee Cooper.
Good people.
And I bought the biggest one they got. I got the 10-footer.
Did you? So, let me know how it works out for you, because I'm gonna have to get one.
I was messaging them, and I said, "Hey, will the 6-foot work? Because it's cheaper." And he goes, "Well, anything over 18 foot, we recommend the 10-foot." I said, "Oh, okay. Well, am I only going to need one?" He goes, "Oh yeah, that 10-footer will do you fine." I was like, "Okay, cool," because the boat wouldn't drift backwards. It kept wanting to drift sideways. So hopefully with that big drift sock. Now I was able with my trolling motor to get it to drift backwards. We caught a few. We caught a 20 and a 10 and a bunch of little ones. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, it's hard to drift backwards even with a pontoon. I fought it, and I finally said the heck with it. I used my trolling motor a little bit just to keep me in line, and I drift forward. I drag forward. Yeah, it's kind of aggravating when your line's out. That's why when I redo my other pontoon, I'm going to set up a rod rack and all in the back. I'm redoing all that so I can drag forward like a regular boat. It's tough. I know a couple of guys, they actually use their pontoon, and they will set 2 drift socks up, 2 6-footers off the side.
Yeah. Just the way mine's set up, I'm going to drift off the front. I think with the trolling motor and the drift sock, I'm going to be fine. Thankfully, we did it right. When we got the new pontoon boat, we got a new Minn Kota iPilot with the remote control. And, man, if you've never had one, which I've never had one until now, it's sweet. We'll talk about that later. Hey, Maurice. Hey, Outdoors Addiction. Setting Hook and Crossing Eyes. Loud. Team Wampus Cat. Betty Jean. Woo, man, it's filling up. We got 28. If you hadn't heard, I hit 300 about a half an hour ago. I'm giving away a hoodie tonight on the show to celebrate. And you have to be active in chat. Now, we're not doing a random draw. You have to be active in chat. So make sure that you're interactive and asking questions. So, James.
29.
Yeah, man. Hey, I love it. I love everyone. Great Outdoors Exploring. How you doing? Muskrat, Roger, how you doing? David Martin, how are you? So we talked about your first video. Let's talk about your live shows. They started a little over a year ago. and before that, you did a tackle talk. So what? And I think you've said it before on your show. What kind of made you make that transition into a full out live show? Tell me about that.
Well, I started out just doing a little tackle talk here and there. Nobody was doing anything like that. And then Chris Souter started doing a tackle talk. And I knew that he was the perfect person for doing a show like Tackle Talk. He had the equipment. He had the knowledge. Perfect person for that type of show. Right before that, Yakking with Sarah had a show on every Sunday night. I loved that show. She was growing. Her channel was growing. And then something happened family-wise. She got pregnant again and had children. And her show stopped. And so the only show out there was live with Catfish Weekly. And I waited and waited. I was kind of hoping Deidre or somebody else would have picked up the reins and run with it. And I waited and waited and waited. And I thought, it's time to start it up. Let's go with it. And it's been on since then. I never expected it to grow to what it is today. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate the support that y'all have given me. I really never anticipated it reaching to what it is now. And I am by no means big. I just enjoy doing what I'm doing. I enjoy the camaraderie of each and every one of all of y'all in here. I do. I just, it means the world.
Sorry, that's not the one I meant to click on. Where'd he go? It's going fast. There we go.
Sir.
Patriot, what made you switch from prospecting to catfishing? And do you still do both? It's a good question.
Yes, sir. I still do both. Right now, our creeks are staying blowed out from all the rain. And the creek that I normally stay in, I run a big gold dredge. And I love it. But catfish has always been my calling. And that Kathmandu, I told him before, that was my first boat I ever had that was mine. That was the name of it, Kathmandu.
You're right.
So catfish has always been my love. But I'm going to tell you guys, if you ever go out gold mining and gold panning, and the very first pan that you put in the water, you find gold, oh my God. That word gold fever is a fact. I don't doubt it.
I don't doubt it.
Now, we've had a lot of people go and they say, is that all you got? They don't realize that little bitty that you got's worth a lot of money.
Right. It seems to me that gold mining is a lot like fishing. Well, not only in the sense that you're doing a lot of mining and not getting gold, and then just like fishing, you're doing a lot of fishing and not catching fish. But then in the other sense is that I think you can spend a lot of money getting better at gold mining. And just like fishing, you spend a lot of money on gear and everything, and you don't always get the payback that you want.
But gold mining can pay you back.
Oh, yeah.
Gold mining can pay you back. You start out with a pan, but everybody says, well, I hate panning. Well, guess what? You start out with panning, and at the end of the day, when you get home from dredging, you still got a pan.
Nitro's got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What's your go-to tactic for catfishing, dragging, anchoring, etc.?
I love it all, really. I love anchoring, but I hate it. I got a bad back, so pulling anchors it kills me. Mainly because I believe in setting up on a site for a while before I move, where a lot of people, especially tournament fishermen, 30 minutes and they're ready to move. 30 minutes and they're ready to move. I think if you do your homework and you pick the right sites, then you set up on them and you know that them fish are there or them fish will be there, then you're more apt to set. I love dragging. I do. I love the activity of dragging. I've bass fished in tournaments for quite a few years. So I love that active type of fishing. But at the same time, I love that good old boy sitting on the bank with the rods out, anchor fishing or bank fishing. I still love bank fishing, guys. In fact, I got 2 boats. But I love kick back on the bank with a buddy sitting there beside you, maybe a little fire going, cooking a couple hot dogs, and hoping the rods go down, but don't care if they do it or not.
Well, and I think a lot of that mentality comes from having a pontoon boat. I'm just making a transition back to a pontoon boat. And man, yesterday we went out and I was comfortable. I could have sat there all day under the bimini top, just watching the rods, just dancing off the bottom. When in the boat I just got rid of, the little bass boat, about 11 o'clock, I was toasty. And if I wasn't catching fish, I was out of there. I wasn't staying no more. So, that I think that has a lot to do with the anchoring thing too. Have you ever thought about getting those stick poles?
I made me a set.
Fiberglass poles? Yeah.
My last video out on the water, I actually had spud poles.
Oh, you did?
Okay. And they were just temporary. I was seeing how they worked. I just used the little, basically C-clamps that you screw in for conduit. And screwed it right straight into it. So I have two spots of contact. And I got some 20-foot galvanized poles here at the house, and I just laid them in the boat and pulled them up and stuck them in the water up in shallow water, and they work great.
Where do you get those poles from?
We got a scrap yard not far from here that sells scrap steel. And these are the square. They wasn't round, but I already had them here because I built my own gold dredges. And so I had them laying to the side. And actually, last week when I went out with my daughter, one of them still laying in the bottom of Lake Wiley. The wind kind of and it's actually laying in the bottom. I know where it's at, so I can go back with a magnet and I can probably hook that rascal up. But ain't no big loss. It's up against the bank. Ain't nobody gonna hit it.
Right. Yeah, I was looking at those stick-it poles for the boat. I mean, I got anchors coming in too, but and if those of you are wondering, I am going to do a walkthrough of the boat, a whole video about it, but I want to make sure I'm done rigging it because I don't want to have to come back later and do another one. So all I'm waiting on is my anchors to come in, and then I'm ready to roll. But
thank you, James Dockery.
What do you say?
James, I want to thank him. He actually done some video work or some movie work or whatever with some people, and he won one of my shirts. James, I want to thank you also. But guys, if you are veterans or active, I'm getting ready to put you on a guilt trip. The Honor Guard needs help, guys. These guys are getting of age, and Joe Harris over Gaston County Honor Guard, he told me one day, and it really touched my heart. He said, James, these younger veterans just don't volunteer. He said the ones that do volunteer don't come out to the funerals as much as we need them to. He said, but who's going to come give me my 21 guns? So, guys, if you're veterans, please get involved. If you're not veterans, please donate to your local Honor Guard. These guys do a lot for our fallen, and they was there for them. We need to be there for them also.
Amen. So on that, here we go. Miss Catfish Headhunter said, hey, James, how about pink floaters? I didn't know you had pink until you said Catfish Headhunter's chat last night. There they go. There they go. I think she wants a pair. Norman, you better message, you better PayPal some money to old James over there before you get in trouble. So since we're talking about the Honor Guard, let's talk about the YouTuber tournament. Obviously the one this year had to be postponed indefinitely. But last year, let's talk about last year. How many YouTubers did you have show up? Do you remember?
We ended up with 28 boats and 32 YouTubers. We had a few YouTubers that was actually bank fishermen or didn't want to drag their boats that showed up, and we put them on boats. And actually had one veteran that fishes off the bank right there at Busterboard Bridge. He's there all the time, John, he's a great guy. The rascal put some monster fish on the bank, guys. Monster fish. I'm talking about 50s, 60s, and 70s on the bank. And he went out. We put him in a boat with Jeff Manning, Jeff being a veteran himself, and a very patient guy. Because John don't really like boats. Jeff said every time he started hammering down to get up the water pretty quick to the next spot, he looked back and the old bull was white knuckled holding on. He just kind of slowed down and just, took his time with him, very, very patient. But I wanted John to be part of it. He was a veteran. And on that tournament, if you're a veteran, it don't matter if you're a YouTuber or not. You come fish that tournament and it don't cost you a dime. You come fish.
That's right. So Big Nasty,
find one for you.
that's right. So Big Nasty's not in here. Shame on him, but he's the current record or title holder for the YouTuber tournament, didn't he? Didn't he win?
Yes, sir. It was
right.
it was a throw up between him and Fish and stuff. Keith.
Yeah.
I wished I weighed Keith on the boat. Keith was concerned about the live well that he had on his boat.
Mm-hmm.
So I met him up the water on the pontoon and I weighed it with my digital scales. Big Nasty's was weighed on a different set of scales that was on the ramp. That won't happen again.
Conspiracy.
Water, we never could get them scales to lock in.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's all for fun, though, isn't it?
Off.
It's all for fun, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's all for fun. You know, but at the same time, there still is a little competition in it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you up there, especially when you know, could be first or second. I mean, it's just for a trophy, guys.
Right.
You know, so there was no cheating. I mean, why are you going to cheat for a daggum trophy?
That's right.
It don't make sense. But Keith didn't care. Fishing stuff's good guys, good people, and he was happy just to see two big fish coming to the scales, and it was good. We had fun. Tracy and Ken actually come in third, and they called me the night before. They didn't have YouTube channels, but they were veterans. And asked me, said, James, we heard about your YouTube, and somebody said you wanted veterans to come. I said, be there in the morning, boys. Be there in the morning. We rocking at 6 o'clock. Let's roll.
That's awesome. So how much money did you end up raising?
We ended up raising $1,800.
And that went straight to the Honor Guard, right? Gaston County?
Yeah, Gaston County Honor Guard. They we would put out down at Bustable, which is in South Carolina. And I contacted South Carolina about their Honor Guard. They actually pay their Honor Guard. So they could not receive any monies as far as donations. Sense. And I knew quite a few family members of mine and friends of mine that had used Gaston County Honor Guard, and I contacted them, and they received nothing from the government. They purchased everything themselves, so they rely on donations and all. So yeah, that's and Joe contacted me this year before supposedly we're going to have the tournament. And he said, James, he said, I don't see anything in the next couple of years of a big expense. He said, do you mind if the money that you raise goes towards Reese Across America? I said, no, Joe, it's going to be your money. We had a goal last year to put 5,000 Reese, and we got one cemetery in Gastonia that has a little over 5,000 veterans buried in it. And our goal was 5,000 Reese, and we didn't reach it. We only got 2,800. So that is a goal of mine. I'm still working hard to try to help make that happen. So, guys, please look it up. It's called Reese Across America. Every Christmas, they place Reese on the veterans' graves. They ain't but $15, guys.
Hey, anybody that's a moderator in here, go ahead and look up that link and put it in there for me. Reese Across America.
So that's why he wants to use the money from next year's tournament to make sure that this happens. It's dear to his heart and mine too. And plus, guys, look it up. They might need help with. There might be a cemetery close to you. Guys, that's a lot of Reese to put out. So they need They need feet power. People to come out and help them guys place it and get it done.
That's right. So big plans.
It's just so dear to my heart. I can't quit.
No, I love that you're listen. The way you get advocacy for something is be passionate about it and share it. So we're gonna keep on doing that. I thought Norm was a. I'm sorry, Norm. I thought you were a moderator. Oh well. Somebody else can do it. So hey, thanks for the compliment, KB. I try to do what I can. Hey, Roger, PD says it was really cold, and people and KB said it was cold the last time y'all did it.
It was getting rain and snow. We about froze our freaking tails off. I was on my little old pontoon. It wouldn't do but 16 mile an hour. me and Trey was going to try to run to each boat and do a little film coming up to their boat, bring up their name of their channel and stuff. Man, that poor old boy about froze to freaking death, son. 16 mile an hour, you don't get from point A to point B real fast. I would rather get there fast and freeze for a short time than you get there slow and freeze for a long time. I finally took it back to Doc. I said, Trey, I'm done. I am frozen. I was dressed for it, and he was not.
That's funny.
Yeah. Kevin, these guys, before that tournament, had never shaken hands.
Yeah. No, I can't tell you. And again, it's nobody's fault, but man, I was looking forward so much to meeting everybody that I've seen on the screens. And I've met two of them. I've met Pop, and I've met Kevin from K&B Anglers, and I've met PD. So I've met 3 YouTubers. But man, there's so many more of you that I talk to every week. You, Patriot James, and Lyle, and everybody in here. And I was so looking forward to just shaking hands and meeting people. But it'll happen next year.
Trust me.
Hopefully it's not still going on.
I started forward with it, but I had to think about the people that was driving across many states. I had guys from Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia. Them guys drove a long ways. Ohio. Them guys drove a long ways to get down there. So I did not want to risk that. And I was really concerned, doing it in February about the weather. Them guys, Bill and Drag drove through some nasty weather, and Kentucky Catman and them drove through Justin Fishin Fetish drove through some nasty weather getting home. And when they got home, there was snow on the ground.
Yeah, no, I think you did the right thing. And actually, by the time it got to that point, they had canceled schools and everything. So we would have looked really silly trying to do a tournament when everybody else is closed, everything else major down. So let's move on. Let's talk about what is your favorite fish to catch?
Oh, that's going to be catfish, regardless. And I mean, I love all 3. Well, actually, the 3 species that I chase is blues, flatheads, and channels. I love channels. To me, pound for pound, nothing fights harder than a channel cat. Pound for pound. I know a lot of people hate them because most of them, all they're doing is catching small ones, and they're picking at their lines and stuff like that. But when you get 10-plus pound channel, ain't nothing like that fight right there. That rascal, if they made 100-pound channels, them 6500s would be outmatched. I promise you they would. But anyway, so I love channels, but I think the reason I like channels is because that's what I broke my teeth on. That's what I ground my teeth out on, them channels. But I'm starting to learn that a lot of the channel mannerisms and the flathead mannerisms are a lot the same. Channels love brush. Channels love live brim. Them big old channels will smash a live brim. So,
Well, and they say, if you're fishing for flatheads and you start catching channels, that you need to leave, because if the flatheads were there, they'd be eating the channels.
Yep. That's exactly right. So don't forget that, guys. Catfish make good bait.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I've never used them, but
oh man, John, I was telling you about the veteran. That's his bait.
Oh yeah.
And now he left his rock.
Yeah. So Chunky says, absolutely, that's Cookie's favorite fish to catch is a channel catfish. Cookie's one of his children. Yeah,
I like them little channel cats about 8 to 10 inches long for food.
I caught one of them yesterday.
I fry them things up whole. I'll pile a plate full of bones.
I want to say hey to Richard, team keeping it real.
Him,
Who else just came in? Michael Murillo and Country Cooking with Twerking Monkey. He changed the name of his channel.
Twerking Monkey gonna be cooking.
Yeah, he's gonna be cooking. If I missed you, I'm sorry.
He ain't monkey brains.
Hey Grant, how you doing? Just saw you pop in. All right. So let's talk about well that wasn't really let's do a silly one. If you could fish with any celebrity, who would you fish with?
Celebrity?
Hey Dieter, how you doing, buddy?
Dieter Milhorn. As celebrity, I guess because I grew up and was following the Bass Trail when Bass turned to BASS and then the FLW, it would probably be Bill Dance. It really would, because Bill, even back in the day of bass fishing, if you really look back, he also chased catfish. He done a lot of videos out on the Mississippi behind a lot of the wing dams and stuff, catfishing, even back in his heyday of bass fishing. So I think he's always been a cat man at heart, but he was a bass fisherman. So yeah, it'd probably be Dance.
And that's I mean, that could actually happen. I know some people in here. I know Dieter Melhorn. Doesn't he know Bill Dance?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. I fished against him years ago down actually in your neck of the woods on Santee.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and against him, Hank Parker, Roland Martin. I forget who all was down there.
Martin.
It was a big tournament. I mean, not a tournament. It was a big benefit tournament. So nobody was winning money. It was all for. Seemed like it was for a children's home. It's been so many years ago, I can't remember. But a lot of big names come in. That was before Kevin Van Dam and all them come into the trail.
Right.
And oh yeah, of course I got my tail handed to me down there, but that's the first time I'd ever been on Santee, and I didn't know my tail from a hole in the wall when it come to them waters, but it was fun.
So I usually fish Lake Moultrie. I fished on Lake Moultrie on Saturday, and I'll fish the Diversion Canal, and I'll fish the Cooper River, which comes out of the Santee Lakes. And then Dieter, I'm in Monk's Corner, South Carolina. There's actually monks in Monk's Corner, believe it or not. Yep. There's a monastery right on the Cooper River, and I've actually catfished right at the foot of that monastery. There's a sheer drop off right outside that monastery, and I'll fish down in the hole right there. We've caught bluegill and shell cracker and everything over there. In fact, I'm going to the river tomorrow, and hopefully we'll catch some bait. So Bill Dance, yeah, my dad used to watch Bill Dance all the time, and I just remember we had, how you remember stuff from your childhood that it's just weird that you would remember these certain things, and they're not milestones, they're just little intricacies that maybe you just automatically just pop in your head. So mine is, my dad had an old coffee table with 2 cushions on each side of the table. So it was made out of some kind of wood, some kind of solid wood, and it had a hatch in the middle, and it was like 2x6s, and then it had 2 flowery cushions on each side, so I guess you could sit. And my spot, I would lay on the floor right in front of that, on my hand, and I'd watch the TV, and we watched Bill Dance, along with other things, but yeah,
right.
So yeah, it's amazing how many people have watched Bill Dance over, how many different age ranges there is.
Right.
Mike, so
Mike Greenwell said he's fished against him 2 times in 2 catfish tournaments.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool, Mike. I hope he beat him, schooled him.
Dieter say he's going to deliver my shirt. Dieter tried to send me a shirt a couple weeks ago, and I guess it got lost or it was in his truck or something. I don't know. So he says he's going to be at the beach this weekend. Yeah, hit me up, Dieter. You got my number. So somebody else asked a question. Did I miss it?
Yes, somewhere.
Oh, so can I send you a link of that bluegill tournament they're having here? Yeah. And I would love it if somebody had a bluegill tournament. I'm pretty sure my father and I would do very well in a bluegill tournament. My father, which he might be listening. If you're listening, Dad, I'm talking about you in a good way. But he is the king at finding a shellcracker bed. He'll find a shellcracker bed in a heartbeat. And then that's actually what he's going to go do tomorrow is fish for big copperhead brim off a ledge in the river. But yeah.
Head hunter.
What'd she say?
What's your favorite time of year to fish and favorite time of day to fish? This head hunter, I fish year round simply because the area we're in, we can fish year round. I like wintertime mainly because there's less boats on the water. That's the main thing. I love Lake Wiley, but Lake Wiley can be a headache. That's why I was pushing the date of the 18th in April. I knew that Saturday, if it's warm weather, Lake Wiley would probably be pretty busy. So I might be looking next year, earlier in the year.
I'm just. He said we were talking about Bill Dance.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I don't know which. That was Muskrat. Okay. All right. No, don't send it to me. I'm not driving all the way out to Kentucky to do a bluegill tournament. But I think it would be cool. Let's see. Running late fishing. Thinking about coming down to the Virgin Canal this coming weekend. Cats in spawn yet? Yeah, I think they are. I think they're spawning down here because I barely hooked up at all yesterday. I couldn't find them. We caught a 20-pound blue, a 10, two like little 2-pounders, and a little channel cat. And that's all we could catch all day yesterday, dragging the flats in Santee. So I'm pretty sure they're on the spawn.
And Kevin, pontoon boat's kind of on hold right now. Homework dictates it to be so, and funds. I've got the third tune ready. They've got the motor hanging, but I've got to pull the motor to slide the third tune in, and I got to get a new transom built. So that's one of the big holdups. I do have the plywood for the floor, so it's kind of in a hold right now. Big brains. I don't know about no pig brains and eggs, but I eat cathead biscuits.
He's something else, isn't he?
Oh, I'm just with him. He posted up the other week something about being poor and eating last, and didn't know what shadow gravy was. He said he'd never heard of shadow gravy. I said, you hadn't? I said, yes, where you take a big old family table and you hang a ham bone up from the ceiling right in the middle of the table. Okay. Everybody gets a bowl of hot water. And then you spin that ham bone, and every time the shadow of that ham bone goes across your bowl of hot water, you go, that's shadow gravy.
That's too country for me. So it looks like you got an offer to help finish your boat. And I know he can do good work because I've seen K&B's boat.
I got strawberry.
Nice boat.
Too. That, Richard.
Say that again.
I said, I got old Strawberry done volunteered. He lives about 2 miles from me. He's going to ride down here and help me get everything centered up once I get all the floor and everything tore out. I just got so much other stuff going on. I got buildings to tear down, stuff to move. But this rain is keeping my field sopping wet. Richard knows what I'm fighting with. Once I moved in containers and stripped the daggum grass back off the field, I've got a muddy freaking mess. So trying to get equipment in here to tear stuff up, move stuff, burn stuff, I really can't. We brought the track loader over here 2 weeks ago, and I made some deep ruts in that field. So I really had kind of a standstill getting junk done like that. So, yeah, I probably started tearing the rails and stuff off that old pontoon. I'm ready to start seeing it come apart so I can start seeing it go together.
I always wanted to build my own. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I bought a 150 Yamaha to go on that rascal. And it ain't got a 20-footer.
I got a 90 on mine, so I know that 150 will push it.
Yeah.
I always wanted to build my own. Yeah. I always wanted to build my own. I just, time and excuses. So let's talk about your bobbers. When did you start making them? Like, I know when you started selling them, which is recently. But when did you actually start making them for your own personal use?
I started making them probably a year and a half ago. I don't know. It's
Oh,
on
okay.
one of my videos.
So not too long ago.
And but if anybody in here's got some of the very first original,
I do.
If you'll mail them to me, I will send you a set of the new bobbers. I want to put them on a shelf of where I started. I mean, I could go back and make them. I remember how I made them. I would prefer to have some of the originals that I actually shipped out.
I'll send mine back to you.
And I'll ship you a set of the
I just got me a new catfish hat, so I'll use the box that this came in to send it back. So hey, if we get to 40, we got 37 in here. If we get to 40, I'll give away 2 hoodies. So I'm going to give away 1 hoodie just because I got to 300 today. If we get to 40, I'm going to give away 2 hoodies. So if you haven't shared it.
We get to 40, I got these 2 bobbers. I chose these colors. So you'll be nice and pretty. So Mr. Dieter Melhorn might get the pink ones.
He's got a pink reel. It'll go. Maybe you can put it on pinky.
I told him I started making the pink ones for him.
Oh, we went down one. We're down to 36. I guess they don't want hoodies.
That's all
right. and to win these hoodies, you have to be active in chat. You got to be active. All right.
I mean, talking.
That's right. And asking questions. 34. Oh, the hoodies are going out the window. So tell me, besides Palmetto Cats, because I know you're biased. Who is your favorite YouTuber right now? Like, who do you like when they post a video? Like, you really want to watch? You can't wait to watch it.
Next. I follow so many. I mean, I really can't give a name because I like the ones that keep it real, that keep it down to earth and fishing. So I'm gonna say, guess what, guys? All of you are my favorite.
Oh,
it's I never know what somebody's going to be producing or putting out. So I look forward to each one of you's video.
You got grandkids, don't you?
So what? Oh yeah,
I can tell you got grandkids. That was a granddaddy answer right there. I love you all. But I know you mean it. I know you mean it.
I mean, I really do. I mean, I love Dieters. I love all of them. And one was Cats, Richards. If Richard will put some out.
We got Luke from Cats and Carb. Let's see who else is saying. Dockery says live stream or video, either one.
Yeah.
Nitro Whiskers says Hagen Grubbs or River Certified.
Yep.
Let's see. Uh-oh. Is Dieter still in here? I watched Dieter, Catfish Weekly, and Patriot James. Look at that.
Yep. David Martin, he was the one I hand delivered the first set of bobbers to. As I mailed some right before that, but he met me and hand delivered them. And the next day he was sending me pictures of fish. He was fishing. They didn't catch none on it that day, but he was sending me pictures. No, it might have been that night. Send me pictures of them out there floating. And actually, Chad just sent me pictures and posted up on my channel. He caught a 10-pound blue with the bobber. You can see the bobber floating, flinging on the end of the line, and it was pretty good. Appreciate that,
right, Chad. Betty Jean says, Patriot, what's your favorite catch and cook?
Catch and cook.
So I guess what fish do you like to catch and cook up the most? Well, I know you like to catch catfish.
Oh, it'd be channel cats and to cook them, fry them up. But my favorite catch and cook will probably be morel mushrooms. I love some morels, buddy.
Expand.
Well, they only come out in a short season, and my spot, for some reason, didn't produce that many this year. But I like to deep fry mine. Where a lot of people saute them in butter, I'll scramble up an egg, dab of milk, put a little spice in it, drop it in the deep fryer when them rascals float like they do with your catfish or fish fillets. Dip them rascals out. And at the same time, over there sauteing in butter is some what's them things that look like a stick? asparagus sprouts.
Listen,
Oh,
don't you see that I already have a weight problem? And now you're talking about frying stuff up and getting me all salivating and everything. Come on, man. I thought we were friends.
If you fried morels, you in for a treat, my friend. You'll never eat
K&B said, you're making my mouth water. Betty Jean says she cooks hers in bacon grease.
Yes, that was my little secret I was keeping to myself. But yeah, I love it. That's what I fry mine up in bacon grease, lady.
Chad said that catfish slammed that bobber.
Yes, sir. It did. I'm just glad it worked good for you, my friend. And please, if anybody that's using my bobbers or got them, if there's something that you really don't like about them, please let me know. And if
they
there's
probably don't like that they don't have more about them. They probably like that they don't have more of them.
Well, I mean, I want to know because I want to make. I'm one of these people. That's a finished product, but to me, it's not finished. It never will be finished. It will always be evolving. The bobbers that I send out today, the ones that go out tomorrow, might be a little bit different. They'll all be basically the same thing, doing the same thing. But I'm always looking to better. And you as a fisherman ought to do the same thing by chasing the catfish that you love. Is what you do today, if it's not working, don't say, well, it was a bad day, they wasn't biting. Find out why they wasn't biting. Because if a catfish is, I'm going to look at it this way, Kevin. If a catfish is off the bottom and he's moving, he's eating. If he's up and moving, he's eating.
That's right.
Because they're opportunist feeders. And if they're up off the bottom and they're moving, then they're eating. So if you're marking fish and they're not eating what you have to put to them, then maybe you need to try something else. I'm going to start carrying a big old giant bucket of night crawlers with me. So if I keep marking big fish that I pretty much know that's catfish down there, and they're not taking my baits, I'm going to drop a night crawler on their head. Why? Because they've eaten night crawlers since the day they was born.
Everything eats worms.
There you go.
So, y'all, we only got 33 in here. I really wanted to give away that second hoodie. I don't know if it's going to happen. Ugh, can you sense the trepidation in my voice? All right, let's talk about something else. What's your favorite snack on the boat? Favorite snack on the boat?
I don't carry a lot of snacks. I usually carry some cheese crackers or something like that. I usually don't carry a lot to eat, even though I carry a toilet on my boat. I don't usually carry a lot to eat. Lake Wiley has a lot of $1 million houses sitting around it. And I have a curtain I can put up, but that's one of the major reasons you don't have a place to go. I'll say that. So, but no, I do carry snacks because one thing, you don't want your sugar to drop. Make sure the main thing, guys, is to stay hydrated. It's amazing that you're surrounded by water, but you will get dried out big time.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you like music or do you like it quiet?
I like it quiet. I want to hear what God give us.
Cheese crackers and beanie weenies.
That sounds like a winner to me.
Let's see. Cheez-Its for Nitro. Trying to see if I see. Hey, there's Sampy. How you doing, Sampy? Always next week for another hoodie. I don't know, buddy. Hoodies are more expensive. How do I get rid of this thing? Oh, snacky cakes. Look at that.
Yeah, I usually I'll carry me a couple, like a honey bun or something to get the sugar content up. Like you need calories, especially in the wintertime, guys. Wintertime, I carry more snacks than I do in the summertime, mainly because you do need calories to help stay warm.
So tomorrow for me, I usually don't carry snacks, but like you, I now have a portable restroom on the boat. I didn't get it for me. I got it for my wife. And the pontoon has one of those, those curtains that you can flip up. And it's a 5-gallon bucket, but it's got a real toilet seat on top of it.
Well, we actually bought one of the toilets, the chemical toilets to put on the boat. They're really not that expensive. Do your homework. There's some of them better than the others. Make sure you get one that does not leak, but make sure the lid is locked down, because I lost one of the lids coming down the road. It was not locked down. And I got home and that thing and said, "Whoa, we got to order a new seat for this one."
Oh man, I just had so many nasty things going through my mind.
It won't leak. It just because it's the lid and stuff, that everything's self-contained underneath it. It's just the lid and the seat itself actually is what come off of it, but it still does not expose anything. So no, there was no mess. I'll say that.
Okay, so the one thing I'm really excited about, and Anna just said it, we got a grill for the boat. We had a grill in our old pontoon, so we went ahead and splurged and got that. And I've been rigging the boat for the past 3 weeks, and I asked Diana, I said, I don't think you want to know how much I've spent rigging the boat, because you don't realize when you get a new boat, you need ropes, you need anchors, especially when you get a bigger boat. None of my old anchors would work. Ropes, anchors, tie downs, the potty, rod racks, rod holders, rod holder mounts, all that stuff. It adds up. It really adds up.
What, $6 a piece, $7 a piece just for the mount?
No, $12 for the square mount? For the square ones. I didn't want to drill into my pontoon, so I got the square mounts, and I didn't know exactly where I want them. I still don't, so I can move them around anywhere without putting holes in my rails. So yeah, $12. It was $12.95 a piece for each mount. But she told me, she said, we've already bought the boat. Let's go ahead and do it right, and let's go ahead and get everything we need. Exactly. And so I'm waiting on my drift sock, my Easterland drift sock, to come in, and I got 2 never lost anchors. Betty Jean Cross put that link up about a week ago. And if you're looking for, and I haven't tried it yet, but Betty Jean says it's a great anchor, and other people have chimed in. But if you're looking for an anchor, like with the tines, the metal tines, like that river anchor, and you want something affordable, this guy sells it, and they're affordable. I got the 2 15-pound anchors, and I got the special color. I got the green to match the boat. Yeah. But I think they're $65 a piece. You can't beat that
for the tournament.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
At the conference, and he donated an anchor for the YouTube tournament.
There's old Big Nasty, the YouTube tournament champion. We were talking about you earlier. I'm surprised. Dieter said, what did he miss? Dieter, we were just talking about a YouTuber tournament, snacks and toilets, and going to the bathroom on the boat, and grills. And now we're going to talk about, we've already been in here 53 minutes. Can you believe that?
Let's go ahead and give green. Go ahead and give them away.
Yes, sir, I will.
Let them roll.
Dieter said, do I like green? I love green. So my boat is black and green. So when I saw these on the Catfish website, I had to grab one. I got, and all my accent colors are green. I got the Catfish sticker to go on there. I got my dock ropes are green. My bumpers are green. So my anchors are green. So yeah, I love it. And I was gonna call the boat a slice of lime. I kind of play on words, like a slice of life, but a slice of lime. But then I would think people thought I was an alcoholic. So
everyone know where your Corona was to put that lime in.
Yeah, I didn't want that, so I got to rethink. My dad and a lot of other people says I should just call it the Palmetto Cat, and I might. We'll see. Yeah. So bobbers. All right, we're gonna give away a set of bobbers. Remember, you must be active in chat. Let's give me number 1 through 3.
2.
All right, I'm gonna scroll through chat. 1, 2, and select. K&B Anglers. K&B Anglers. K&B Anglers won him some Patriot Catfishers of America homemade bobbers. Hold those up again so they can see them.
Kevin, contact me. Give me your address, and I'll send you these two bobbers right here. You get a nice, pretty pink one and a nice, pretty blue one, my friend.
Oh, that pink one's got K&B Anglers written all over it. You should customize it for him.
I'm working on a little something like that. I will not elaborate till they come out. It will be on the red, white, blue ones.
I got you. I don't know what that. All right, so if you could fish in any place in the world, tell me where you'd fish. Dream place to fish.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to go chase them big catfish over in England and stuff like that. But truthfully, I like Carolinas. I'm a hometown Carolina boy, so stick me on Santee, stick me on Wiley, stick me on what is it? Lake Gaston. That's the waters I love. I mean, they hold big fish. They potentially hold world record fish. So why not?
Hey, that's a fair answer.
Yeah, I mean, you got Santee, you got anywhere from shallow stump fields all the way to deep water, deep structure, the dead forest. I still believe there's some big fish up around that dead forest, buddy. I think it's you might have your hands full getting fish up out of it, but I've seen some big fish come out of that waters.
Got some good answers in here. People are throwing theirs in Mississippi. We got one, Carolina's my second home. Wicked Tuna. So that's who you want to fish with, Michael? I've seen that show. Wicked Tuna.
I can have it.
So, Justin, I got something for your little girl. I didn't get by the post office today, but I'll get that out. Hey, guys, we're only 3 away from 40. 3 away from 40. 2 hoodies tonight. We're giving away one to celebrate 300 subscribers. Y'all can find 3 people now. Come on. If you hadn't hit that thumbs up, I don't even know how many thumbs up there are. I'm on the, let me see. We got 37. Hey, that's pretty cool. We got 37 people in here and 37 thumbs up. That's awesome.
Let me go back to a question you asked earlier.
Go ahead.
I would love to go out west and actually fish with Lyle out there on the Missouri River or whatever river that he fishes on. He's very knowledgeable. Him or Larry Moose. I think Larry Moose, good Christian guy, good down the home, shares the word, shares the love of fishing. Lyle knows his water. He's fished in waters for years. Hey, and plus, he throws big baits. I like big baits. That's period. He talk about throwing 2 or 3 pound baits. That's my world. As big as I can get, I'll throw.
Mm-hmm.
That's why bass men don't like me. I'll throw large amount of bait.
Betty Patriot said that he would fish with Bill Dance. Yeah. That's who he said he'd fish with. I'm really not sure. I have a long list of people I like to fish with. I guess as far as YouTubers are concerned, I don't know if I want to fish with him because that means I have to get in a kayak. But Justin Johnston, I mean the daggum fish he's been pulling in recently. Have you seen his videos?
Yes.
I mean, there's one he put out earlier this week where he caught 2, and he doesn't weigh them, but they had to be 80 pounds a piece, back to back. You know, I just want to go watch him do it live, and I don't even care if I definitely do not want to sit in the kayak.
No, but learn what he's telling you. That man really is telling you basically where he's fishing, how he's fishing. That's why I watch different kind of fishermen, whether they're kayak fishermen, canoes, a boat, or bank fishing. You know, there's spots out there on the bank, like where I caught my 44 pounder. That's my biggest blue.
Mm-hmm.
You could have sat on the bank and thrown out 25 yards and been fishing the same hole that I caught that fish out of.
Yeah.
You got an access to deep water, shallow water, structure, river channel, the ledges. It was all right there in that area. So areas like that is what we need to look at as catfishermen. You know, say if you ain't got, but I got a couple hours today after work, don't swing down there. Then spots like it, you got access to all of that in one spot. There you go. I'm not saying that could be your go-to spot, but it very well could make them couple hours make you happy.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So I did want to get to, there's 2 more questions, and I know we're almost at an hour, but I think they're good questions. And then we'll give away my 300th subscriber hoodie. And hopefully we had 38 for a second. Hopefully I'll give away 2. Let's see. One thing people should know about you, James. We know that you're a gold prospector. You kind of alluded to that, but if there's one thing people need to know about you, what would that be?
I'm an American, first and foremost. Well, I second, and I'm a Christian. But first and foremost, brother, that after I give credit where credit's due, is that I promote America. I promote patriotism. And I will not and do not tolerate anything except America. I mean, if you come in, you don't like my country, you want to bash this, that, and I'm not going to get political, is that I will not tolerate it. If you don't like it here, you don't have to stay. That I'll leave it at that. But that's if you want to know that about me. But I care about each and every one of you, what happens to you, your families, or whatever. That's just me. What you see is what you get.
Amen. And I think everybody, I don't think anybody didn't know that about you, but I think if I had to describe you, that's what probably the answer I would have given. You know, is that you're an honest man, you're a patriot, you support your countrymen and our military and those who have fallen and fought for us, not fought. That's not a word, but those who have fought for us. So yeah, I agree 100%. That is you. And if you were wondering if people thought that about you, I can tell you they do. And so that's the one thing you want people to know about you. I guarantee you that anybody who knows you, even if it is on YouTube, I know they feel that about you. Last question, and then we're going to go on and give this hoodie away. Where do you think YouTube live shows are going at in the future?
There's a lot of live shows going on. A lot of people coming on new now. I guess we got a live show every day of the week now, don't we? Which everybody go check them out. If you're not subscribed to each and every one of them, if somebody in chat will please go on there and list up all the live shows and what day of the week they come on, I would appreciate it. But all right, Dieter, don't get me started. Dieter's a good guy. You know, if you don't believe me, just ask him.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a live stream show. I think if Elstan Perez, he's Chunky Cat's Catfishing, if he continues to do Thursdays, then there will be one every single night of the week.
Well, we got, and you also, the Ozark guys, he's starting to want to do a live show. He contacted me a while back, and we never followed through with it. And I think what he's going to do is do kind of drop-in shows, and I would plan on starting to do that until you and the others started kicking in, was just doing drop-in shows, just show up anytime. And really, that's also good too, Kevin. That's a little thing I meant to mention to you earlier, was that what people that we're contacting right now, a lot of times if you come in during the day, during the week, you will have a whole different list of people that come into your show. So I learned that through the wife's business, that we was going on at 8 o'clock at night. Well, the people out in California were still tied up in traffic coming home from work. So the demographics are a little bit different at different times of day. You know, I thought about coming in, if I wake, me, I wake up in the middle of the night. I thought about just coming up here, setting up and doing a middle of the night show just to see, because there's a lot of guys, and people don't sleep no more. Guys, I go to bed like a chicken.
I know Lyle doesn't sleep. Lyle doesn't sleep at all. I remember I woke up to go to work, and I get up really early to go to work. And I just sent him a message thinking he would get it when he got up. He responded right back. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning.
So yeah, that's when I get up, 4.
Mm-hmm.
4:30 every morning. I've been retired now, going on 11 years. 11 years this year, and I still roll out of bed at 4:30 every morning. But you'd obviously see me in here all hours of the night.
Right.
I get up, walking the cramps and spasms out. So I thought, maybe I do need to come up here and set up, and maybe I can hit some of these other people that don't catch these shows.
That's a good point.
So
yeah, I'll go through them
way.
real quick. Yeah, go ahead. Where do you see them going?
Yeah, live shows have come a long way. I think we have a lot to add. With that being said, guys, I'm not a catfish expert. Most of y'all have been catfishing a lot longer than me. You put in bigger fish in the boat. I've never claimed to be an expert. I just love doing and bringing y'all together with each other, having a place to do it, and building a brotherhood, a friendship with each and every one of you. And I think as long as you and the rest of them that have live shows, Lyle does it, as long as you keep it personal, you keep them people feeling like it, that they're sitting down at the dinner table with family, then your show will continue going. There's a lot of Wednesday nights, guys, that I feel like to stand at the house, not even showing up for the show. But the show must go on. Once you start it, you're committed. Because if you don't, trust me, that rascal right there will blow up and say, "Where you at, James? Where you at?" So you do get a following. Mm-hmm. With that being said, be true to your followers.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that.
Do what you got to do, my friend. I'm ready. I'm listening.
No, I think that's awesome. I think you nailed it on the head. And that's something that I think most of us are trying to do is we're just trying to be ourselves, trying to take care of each other and just having fun. I just have fun. And luckily I don't think anyone on here is taking me so seriously that they've gotten angry at me, but I joke around a lot, especially when I'm in y'all's comments. When I'm in the live feed chatting on your shows, I'll fool around and I'll mess around. And sometimes I think there's eye rolls happening, but it's just for fun. It's to keep it lighthearted. And I don't know, most of the same people come into the shows I watch, but so I'll just run through the live streams real quick. Catfish Weekly with Lyles on Monday night at 8 Eastern. You got SmackDown Catfishing on, that's another guy who shares scripture on his YouTube channel. He's on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern.
And Chris Souders on Tuesdays.
He's got the what's the show called? Catfish Crazy. Yeah,
but he also was doing a tackle talk. Now I don't know if he's going to still do both of them or not.
Yeah, he tried to do one last week, and I think the storms knocked his feed out. So. Yeah. Wednesday, we had Patriot Catfishers of America, which you had a really good show this Wednesday. You had a bunch of people in there. Thursday.
Considering I didn't have no guests.
Chunky Cats went live on Thursday, and Lyle came in there and surprised him, and then Dieter came in there and surprised him, and then Hagen Grubbs came in there. So yeah, he had a bunch of people in there. And then Friday, we got Avid Fisherman.
Yep.
We always have fun in there. Saturdays, Catfish Headhunters with Norm. And then, of course, you got yours truly on Sunday nights on the holy day. So
I finally got to catch Avid and Catfish Headhunters, and I want to apologize to them two boys. I missed their shows so many times since they've been on, and I promise, guys, it's not on purpose. I set my phone, but usually, and I'm not making excuses, Fridays and Saturdays when I'm end up doing a lot of my homework, and I take a shower, and I set my phone, I promise, and I got it at my bed, or actually I got my tablet to watch the shows. It'll come on, but the time it comes on, first 5 minutes, I'm usually snoring. Now, my brain's listening to the show, but my head, my eyeballs is not nowhere seeing it.
All right, so here you go. Avid, Norm, Lyle, those of you who are in here, the first 5 minutes, you got to scream, "Wake up, Patriot! Wake up!"
There you go. Yeah, that's it.
And I think part, yeah, and those of us who know different people, like I don't. Dieter's always supported me. I sent him a T-shirt, and he's worn it several times, and a bunch of videos. And to me, whether or not the shirt's lucky or not, he wears it, and I love it, and that shows support for me. I don't know the guy. I've never met him. But he's put his phone number out there, and I just share everybody's feed with him. I asked him to come in tonight and say, hey, Lyle didn't have the links for Chunky and Norm, so I sent them to him. I sent them to you. That's what we got to do for each other. We got to, if we want our channels to build and we want more people to see the awesome people we all are and how we advocate for doing the right thing, which I think all of us do, then we need to share it. And I think everybody in this feed does that. So I want to thank y'all. We didn't quite get to 40, unfortunately, but I feel blessed to have 300 subscribers. Hopefully the next 100 will go faster. So right now I'm going to give away a Palmetto Cats hoodie. I've never given away a hoodie before. So we're going to do that. How about a number between 1 and 5? 2. Patriot. You said 2?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to do 2 long scrolls. Hold on, let me reset it. 1, 2, stop. David Martin, you just won yourself a Palmetto Cats hoodie.
Congratulations, David.
Congratulations, David. So send me your size, David, and the color. You want, black is what I usually do, but if you don't want black, just send me your favorite color. Send me your address and everything. I'll put my email in here for you. PalmettoCats@gmail.com, or you can go to my Facebook page. Y'all check out our Facebook pages. Patriot has one. I have one. Everybody in here has one. Go check it out. I share some content that I don't share on YouTube. Pictures, shorter videos, and so does Patriot, and so do other people. Go check those out. If you do Instagram, go check that out. And, if you want a Lucky Palmetto Cat shirt, you can get that link on my Facebook page, and you can go on there and get you one. They're really inexpensive. Sorry for those of you who didn't win a hoodie, but bring more people next time. If we get 40 in next Sunday, I'll do another one.
There you go.
I'll go ahead and say, if we get 40 in, 38 was the top number tonight, and that's the highest number I've had in here. So I feel blessed. Patriot, I thank you for being on the show. These 2 shows were meant to honor you and Lyle because y'all came before me, and I'm going to have the other live guys on here if they'll have me. I'm hoping to get some of the guys in here that supported me, my first couple subscribers, whether or not they come in. I'm going to honor all those who took care of me before I go chasing after big names. And
and the way I look at that also, yeah, we bring them in, whether they got 1 subscriber or they got 1 million subscribers. Mm-hmm. The reason I look at, I brought Chris Flores in. I've had Dieter in. I've had all these that's got the big names in, but in between that, I have the smaller names. And trust me, guys, I'm not being facetious when I say smaller names. I'm talking about lower subscribers. The reason I do that, and I like bringing some of the bigger names in, Kevin, is that they bring new eyes in. That's right. That means that's new subscribers for everybody to share up. So that's why I say share the bait, is share up the love between y'all. Right. That everybody gains from it. But one last advice I want to give, Kevin, is guys, when you make your videos, you do your live feeds, always remember there's young eyes watching.
That's right.
I was going live on my boat for over 6 months. And one day my wife called and said, James, be careful what you say on the boat. Your granddaughter's watching. I said, my granddaughter ain't watching. She said, your granddaughter has been watching you for 6 months. I said, no, she's not. I don't see her in chat. She said, this is her name. I said, well, I guess she has been watching me for 6 months. I thought it was some man somewhere watching, but it wasn't. It was my 9-year-old granddaughter watching. Luckily, I make sure that nothing's inappropriate. that should be said or done on a boat or on video, live feeds or videos. So, guys, just keep that in mind that we do have people watching. And, guys, on the shows, we have a lot of veterans that's watching, a lot of people that watch that cannot leave their homes, that cannot get out and fish, and they live vicariously through y'all out on the boat. So remember that, and God bless you. God bless America.
Yes, sir. And yeah, just to answer question, yeah, there are hoodies in the store too, but they're not the free ones. But anyway, let's get out of here. I'm gonna pray for us. Heavenly Father, we thank you for blessing us with a country that people have fought for, Lord, fought for our freedoms, and we're able to do things like a live show or even go catfishing or speak English. Lord, we just thank you for that. We thank you for all that you provided for us. Lord, I thank you for Patriot James and his passion for veterans and his passion for fishing and his passion for people, Lord. It shows and it's evident, and I can tell that you have your hand in his life. Lord, I just thank you for all those who were in this live feed tonight. I appreciate them, and Lord, I know you sent them here for whatever reason, and I thank you. Thank you for the 300 subscribers. Lord, I know you're going to bless us with more soon, and Lord, above all, I just pray that you would give me the words to say that would influence those to come follow you, Lord. And just want to say thank you again. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. And everybody, listen, have a happy Memorial Day. Make sure that you celebrate for the right reasons and not just have a party to have a party. So thank you for those of you who served, who are in here, and thank you for coming in once again. Everybody, have a great night.